You just received $1 trillion, not a million, not even a billion. 1 trillion. But there's a brutal catch.
What?
Spend every last cent within 24 hours or it all disappears. Sounds simple, right? Let's start with the obvious. Head to the nearest luxury car showroom and grab a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and a Bugatti Chiron. Actually, just buy out the whole dealership. Congrats, you now own a $15 million dream garage. But here's the problem. To burn through $1 trillion in a single day, you'd have to purchase that entire dealership once every second. You're going to need a much bigger plan. Let's scale up. Hire 100 agents worldwide to track down and purchase the 100 most expensive superyachts on the planet. Throw in a $2 million bonus for each agent. That's roughly a $45 billion transaction. While you're at it, buy the world's largest cruise ship, fill it to capacity, cover every passenger's ticket, and hand each one a Patek Philippe watch as a welcome gift. Now let's make use of that ship's entertainment deck. Buy every single NBA and IPL franchise and set up the ultimate sports tournament on board. Then bring in global superstars, Drake, Dua Lipa, A.R. Rahman, and Coldplay for a private concert before launching them to the ISS on a SpaceX ride at $55 million per seat. Now that you're running with billionaires, you need a status symbol. You could grab the world's most expensive painting for $500 million. But why stop there? Buy the entire Louvre Museum for an estimated $35 billion and turn it into your private gallery. Transaction attempted, and it goes through. You still have over $800 billion left. This is getting ridiculous. Let's think big. New York City's total value sits around $1.3 trillion. There are over 33,000 vacant units right now. Let's hire 33,000 buyers, hand each a $150,000 commission. But here's a perspective check. The most expensive single real estate deal in U.S. history was $240 million. To you, that's like a regular person spending $60 on groceries. So forget buying existing properties. Build something entirely new. A mega project. Your money, your rules. If land is occupied, buy people out with pocket change. The point is, the sky isn't the limit. Your bank account is. Speaking of going big, let's head to the Middle East, where ambition has no ceiling. The world's tallest building, man-made islands shaped like palm trees, rotating skyscrapers, floating cities. Let's commission our own artificial island for $25 billion. And for labor costs, let's just say the budget there is flexible. Then let's acquire every single iconic megaproject in the region for a combined $105 billion. Quick perspective. If you stacked $1 bills to the top of the Burj Khalifa, the entire tower would be worth around $7.5 million. You still need to spend that same amount 87,000 more times over. A stack that tall would shoot past the International Space Station. You're not thinking in buildings anymore. You need to think in entire nations. So let's buy a country. Greenland's mineral reserves put its estimated value at around $200 billion. Affordable. Except, every time this idea has come up politically, Greenland's response has been the same. Not for sale. So naturally, let's budget $50 billion for a small private military. F-35s, destroyers, submarines, and enough contractors to make any small nation reconsider its position. Suddenly, negotiation gets a lot easier. By now, governments are noticing. Private meetings are happening. Political influence is available, buying access to the entire U.S. legislative system. Every senator, every representative, runs around $7 to $8 billion all in. A solid investment. But remember, money buys access, not outcomes. Even the biggest spenders in recent elections have walked away empty-handed. Culture and public opinion? Those are harder to purchase. Or are they? By every major media outlet, newspapers, cable networks, digital platforms, global advertising spend runs close to $1 trillion annually. Roughly $3 billion per day. Run a full week of coordinated messaging, and you've shaped the narrative. But if the heat keeps coming, there's one proven pressure valve: philanthropy. Start with the U.S. national debt, currently sitting above $36 trillion and growing by $2 trillion every year. Drop in $220 billion. It won't fix much, but it's something. You try to wire it through pay.gov, the official government donation portal. Turns out the maximum single transaction they accept is $1 million. You just bought the government a box of printer ink. Total U.S. medical debt? Around $220 billion. Done. Next. The UN estimates it costs $40 billion per year to end world hunger by 2030. You can fund that for the next decade right now and still have hundreds of billions left over. What about student loan debt? It totals $1.77 trillion in the U.S. alone. You can't quite cover all of it. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The moment universities realize someone's paying off debt, tuition goes up. Philanthropy sounds easy until you realize systems are designed to absorb and neutralize it. So let's take a break from saving the world and order another $500 million yacht. You've earned it. You still have $60 billion sitting there. Here's the real perspective check. 37% of Americans cannot handle an unexpected $400 expense. As a trillionaire, your passive returns generate $400 every 0.12 seconds. The median net worth for someone under 35 is $39,000. You could replace your toilet paper with $39,000 bills for your entire life, and your wealth wouldn't flinch. $1 trillion doesn't just buy things. It buys horizons that most people can't even imagine. Space programs, ocean cleanup, entire industries rebuilt from scratch. 24 hours simply isn't enough to think this big. So here's the move. Set up a trust. Park your remaining billions safely. Sleep on all those civilization-changing decisions. On the world's most expensive bed, obviously. If you actually had $1 trillion, what's the first thing you'd buy? Drop it in the comments.